Well, good afternoon again. I'm over here in Twin Mountain, New Hampshire, and I'm actually on the White Mountain National Forest. And somebody asked me, why are the White Mountains called the White Mountains? Was it named after somebody white? Was it because of snow? Well, it's actually because in the colonial period, the forest was covered in white birch. And here's a stand of it here. You can see here's a white birch tree. And I'm actually surrounded by white birch trees for the most part. So that's why it was called the White Mountains. And, it was important back in the day for the timber industry. White birch can be used for furniture making, gun stock making, a whole variety of things. Also, it's very good for heating with, for wood heat. At one time, all of these forests were literally cut down to nothing until the Weeks Act was passed over 100 years ago, and much of this area was made into what is called a national forest. So there's an area, bigger than Rhode Island that's federally owned, and anybody can come here. Some places you have to pay $5 for a day pass. All right, that's somebody's gonna pay for the plumbing, but for the most part, it's pretty much free. During the off season, it's free. Like during the hunting seasons, like October, basically from like October on until Memorial Day. No fee is charged. Of course, there aren't any facilities open either. It's woods. Okay, so here we have the white birch tree, and it's most notably noted for its papery bark. And this bark here can be used, Native Americans use it for, for containers, moose calls. Also, since it has betulin, which is a type of oil, you can actually burn it. It's very even when it's wet, it'll catch fire very easily. Okay. As we go along here, I just happen to notice we have another plant. All right, and it's kind of a oddball one. This is called Indian pipe. Type of plant that lost all of its chlorophyll. And it's kind of like halfway between a mushroom and a plant. And what's interesting about this is that this particular plant here is, it can be made into a medicine. It can be put in an alcohol and you can create a decoction, or I should say, a tincture. Actually, it's more accurately a tincture. And if I'm not mistaken, it can be used to help people sleep, and, it can be a pain reliever, but like everything else, you have to be very careful. And as I sit down here on the lovely soil, we have here another plant, which I remember someone helped, identifying for me. This particular plant here, right, let's kind of dig it up a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, it should have a tiny tuber, a few inches below ground. Yeah, there it is. Okay. This is actually called wild cucumber. And this little starchy root is actually a great source of carbohydrates. So in a survival situation, you can collect the number of these things and have a little bit of a meal. Okay. In fact, I see there's several of them here, but I'm going to kind of plant it back because, it's public land, and there might be some regulations regarding harvesting. If I was lost in the woods and hungry, well, guess what? I'm going to do what I have to do. But, I just wanted to touch base on that. If you really know what you're doing, there's actually quite a bit around here. Okay, because I had come across, the wild cucumber, the Indian pipe, again, which can be used as a type of medicine for pain. All right, I'm walking past some Solomon seal, which actually can be kind of poisonous. And also here we got more. This here is silver birch. It's not pure white birch, but it's silver birch. And then as I'm walking along here on this particular trail, this is really an unmarked trail. Don't worry, I know where I am. I got my little compass. Okay. So I know, that's north. My back is south. that's west, and that's east. Using this little thing as a frame of reference can help me get out, because even though I'm recording this on my iPhone, I got no service, so I'm basically just recording this. All right, so kind of keep that in mind. Some of these remote areas, you're not going to have service, so you have to use alternative means. I think we're too reliant on electronics, and this is a good example of that. So on that note, I'm going to keep poking around. I'm looking for some animal sign. And up here, it's very tough because it's really spread out. I have to really, really look carefully. So on that note, take care.